election ever in the history of the country. That look, the election that produced me as a president was marred with high level of irregularities, and Obasanjo did not even care about it. He didn't even apologize to Nigerians for conducting what was a sham in the form of elections. So that's the messenger. Now the message. The reality is, I think we should all agree that there were problems with the conduct of the elections.
Yeah.
I think we can also agree that INEC needs to answer a lot of questions, especially why they failed in that part of the electoral process of uploading results real time. They promised Nigerians, nobody forced INEC to come up with that position. They brought up the issue of Vivas, they brought up so many things, and I think they did a bit of simulation. They did test runs and all of that. So when I thought that, look, they were completely sure that real-time results will be uploaded. But again, before now, I'd cautioned Nigerians about the expectations of INEC. The fact that, look, I said that the electoral process, the process of voting was still largely manual. The only one that is electronic to me, my own understanding of what electronic should be, is the BVAS, which is just about verification of voters on election and accreditation. The voting process of collecting ballot papers, thumb printing, dropping it in the box, the counting of the results, collation and tallying of results, documentation of the results.
It's largely manual.
And what INEC talked about in terms of transmission of results too, for me, is still semi-manual.
It's the collated one that will be uploaded.
Just snap and upload. So what's the e-transmission about all of that? But again, I'm going to repeat it again. INEC, and Mahmoud Yakuba said he's going to address those concerns. But you cannot stop the collation of results in the middle of elections. Look, people, and I'm surprised that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who understands that we've gone through this path before and we knew what it led us to. We know how June 12 was truncated, and he eventually benefited from the truncation of June 12. But before Obasanjo benefited from the truncation of June 12, what happened? How many Nigerians died? What route did we go to? We went back to military government, destruction in lives and properties of Nigerians. The democratic process was cut short. What was tagged the freest and first election in this country was abhorred, was annulled in this manner. And that's what we're saying, that look, with all of the questions on the performance of INEC, we must still allow the process to endure. People who feel dissatisfied about the process should begin to put evidences together. Allow the results to be completely collated, and then we can approach the courts. That's the constitutional provision for seeking redress if you feel dissatisfied about an election process. If we are not careful, if we decide to do away with what the Constitution provides for us as the way to seek redress, then we are calling for anarchy. And that's my fear. Because, look, all the parties have their own supporters. They are listening to us. They are listening to elders. And that's why I'm saying that, look, we need to be patriotic in the things we say out there. Yes, INEC needs to answer questions why they could not upload results real time. But the collation has 4 levels. I'll explain the 4 levels so that I don't begin to repeat myself. But the reality is that I think that, look, we have to be careful what we do now, what we say now. We should put the country first, and be careful putting out statements that could incite people to violence.
Thank you very much, Fuad. Now it's time for us to open the phone lines. But before we do so, please, I implore you, we understand you're passionate about this. We understand that you're emotional. We understand that a lot of things are at stake. We understand that some of you are very opinionated and very passionate about these issues. But then again, you have to understand that this is a public platform. Conversations within ourselves is quite different from when we're speaking on public platforms. There are rules, there are regulations that must be adhered to, and it is well within my capacity as somebody who's here to adhere to those rules and regulations. I am more than happy to accommodate your position on these issues, but the minute you derail from the stated rules and regulation, I would be forced to discontinue the conversation. So please and please, in your analysis, in your submissions, let's be respectful of the guidelines. Air your opinions, but do so without inciting any sort of virtual, issues on radio. We are on radio and people are listening to us. I will take phone calls now, and please remember, if you derail from the rules and regulation, you will not be allowed to continue your speech. So let's take our first call for this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Peter Monster from Somoni.
Welcome.
My sister, you are saying something now. You said there are rules and regulations that if you degrade or if you derail, I will not let you continue. I will cut you off. I want to use that for INEC chairman. There are rules and regulations on transmitting election results. If it is discovered that the INEC has derailed, why can't we cut them off? Because you cut us off if we derail. Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, please.
Yes.
A doctor is treating you for the ailment, and is expected to give you the medicine that will make you stay alive, as he promised you. And you have started taking that medication. Along the way, you discover that the medication is poisonous. Do you complete the dosage because you have started taking it? Or do you stop it and then do the right thing? If any promise us electronic transmission of results, and they did not do that, I think all Nigerians, if we are a nation, if we are a country, if we are not some that want to translate this country, that want to fill this nation, all of us should fall on INEC to do the right thing. They do that transmission electronically. Otherwise, it's better not to progress in error. It's better to stop illegality and go into legality. So that's just my stand on that. INEC has done wrong, and they must stop it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. But Fuad, just like you said, also, as much as there are rules and regulations that the Electoral Act provides that the results be transmitted electronically, there's also the rule and regulation of the law that states that if you're uncomfortable with the results, you seek redress after the process has been completed, gather your evidence and report it. There's also a provision for that in the law. So I think that we cannot take out bits of the law that favor our perspective on a matter. We have to look at the law in its entirety whilst we are analyzing issues.
Like I said,
like
I've seen courts make pronouncements that INEC should cancel results and reconduct elections. And that's why, like I said, there are post-election procedures which allows the court to now come in and to listen to the dissatisfactions of people about the conduct of the elections. Again, these provisions are made to avoid any form of anarchy, to avoid anybody taking the laws into their own hands and all of that. And that's what I'm saying, that look, yes, people can be dissatisfied. People have a right to question INEC and feel dissatisfied about the conduct of elections. But those dissatisfactions can be taken care of by the courts after the elections have all been collated.
Thank you very much, Fuad. Let's take more phone calls. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Fresh and Fuad.
Good morning.
My name is Husseini. I'm calling from Kushase.
Welcome, Husseini.
Yeah, I just want to begin with one question. Please, Nigerians, first I just want all of us to be on our sense. Is that not the same INEC that organized election in Anambra, and we call it free and fair? Is that not the same INEC organized election and ETP, Osun, and Edo State? We all call it free and fair. Is that not in the same election President Buhari left Katsina State? Bola Tinubu left in Lagos State? Is that not in the same election? We are seeing results that we have never expected, what in the National Assembly and the presidential election, something that never even happened in this country. Is that in the same election we can see state force as sending clear message that yes, indeed, in Nigeria won because
Hello,
Zeni.
all in the same election. The court is not going to some people way. They are now trying to give it element to condemn a process that it did not even come to an end. For me personally, I think this election, if we are not hypocrites, can go and be one of the best we have set this election ever seen. This is the result. Because we can see how parties are getting results for why you never expect them to get a result. You can never always win an election. Sometimes you can win an election, and sometimes you can lose. And even in America, we have seen how people are complaining that there is some irregularities in the election. And do you know why? I don't know what I make use that last year because they are rich.
Please sustain a round up.
More than 72 times.
Thank you.
People try to hire.
Thank you very much, Husseini. We have 2 minutes. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Sis. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good morning to you.
I'm and my friend Fuad.
Good morning, Master Oko.
Yes, God bless you. I want to really congratulate you guys because I know you have been dealing with a lot of stress during this period. Yeah, but it is a national service which I'm sure you are ready to acquit yourself.
Thank you.
Well, my take on this election issue is that you see, this is a democracy or a democracy that is in the making. For anybody to think that we want the situation to work perfectly in Nigeria, we are only how many years this in 1999. So we are in a learning process, and there is room to improve on the learning curve. But what is disappointing is that the Independent Electoral Commission, the INEC, in so many cases, instead of improving on the previous performance, they are getting worse. That is what is annoying a lot of people. You know, in Oshu and some other states, they conducted the edition not too long ago. They did very well. But on a national level now, you see that there are a lot of flaws. They run the voting activities through civil service. The election is a serious business. To be run like a private sector organization, not sit down in your office and wait for a report. The INEC chairman has not done very well. He's a lecturer, and I don't think he's fit for that position.
Thank you.
He's not fit. So in future, we should not use a lecturer. We should use professionals like a Kepler Williams. You know, people who have demonstrated.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that they can manage an organization. You know.
Thank you very much.
That is one take. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you very much. We are streaming live on we're streaming live on Facebook, I beg your pardon, and YouTube. So you can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube on Mainland 98.3 FM. So go to Facebook and YouTube and you can watch us live in the studio. That's for those of you who don't have your transistor radio with you. Just go straight to social media, Facebook and YouTube, Mainland FM 98.3, and you can definitely connect with us. Feel free to drop your comments on there as well, and we would read them. So let's see if we can take a few WhatsApp messages before we go back to taking phone calls. So we do have here on WhatsApp, nobody should make briefs on INEC chairman. He had all the opportunity to organize peaceful and credible election, and he decided to compromise his position. He had all the opportunities. Obasanjo is a hero, irrespective of his antecedents. He's the only one that would always come out to speak the truth. If other elder statesmen had been vocal, Nigeria would not be the same. Kenneth from Shomolu is the author of this particular message. Let's see what we have here. Good morning, House. I'm Jamu from Lagos. I want Nigerians to be patient. They should also be calm. This is an election that takes many years to prepare for, so the process involves a lot. Thank you very much, Jamu, for your message. Let's see here. Okay, well done for your good work. Thank you very much. I think that's all the messages we have on here for now. Let's go back to taking phone calls. Please call 0913-6000-410. That is the number you call. Now, if you would rather send the text, 0913-6000-430. So let's take phone calls. Send your messages. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Ola speaking from Banana Island.
All right, welcome.
Yeah. Please, I just want to have Nigerians to be calm and let the process continue. But there are just some questions I want to ask, especially to all the major parties. I'm very sure that before the election, INEC posted all the party events, meaning that the two major candidates, they both have an agent in almost all the PU nationwide. And if we are complaining about posting into the INEC, have you also even thinking about the possibility? Though this may be people may say it's just a theory. Have you ever think there may be an intelligence to INEC that maybe there could be an attack on their side if something is happening?
then these people that are not kind of operating online or something, and they all have agents at the PU. And each every one of those agents were given the result, only they sign and other agents countersign. At the ward level or the collection center, when they are collecting those results, are there not their agents at that ward level? That if there is any variance of those results from the polling unit, that they could not have collected it at the ward unit. And besides, the collection was not done at the ward unit, are there not at the local government, center, that they can complain and make their correction there? Even with all those steps, they make it and it was not corrected. At the state center, where no then complains that these are all our families that have done, and these are our polling unit results from the polling unit. These are the results from our agents, which was signed and given to us. And this is variance to what is being collected at one unit, at local government unit, and at center, at the state center. In which the world would have known that, okay, this is a fair thing. If people do not do that, and at the national center that is just announced, that's where they are not saying that the result is not in.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. This is out of my contribution.
Yes, have a nice day. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Malabi.
All right, welcome, Malabi.
Thank you. Alaji Subar. Wow, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji Zubair.
Thank you. First of all, on the issue of Obasanjo, I'm enjoying Nigeria to forget the message and the messenger. Look, this is somebody that wanted to do life president when he's carrying them to the Senate. And nobody is perfect in the eyes of Obasanjo. He has condemned Buhari. So what I'm talking about. So Nigerians should just forget about the message and the messenger. On the issue of electronic transmission of results. Look, in America complained of Russian, tapping their website. So there's no reliability in electronic at times. The most authentic and reliable is this manual. And that is what what INEC is falling back to. So let's Nigeria be exercise present. Let us exercise for the completion of the of the transmission. Of the collation of the results. Nigeria is more important to any individual. So let us pray. Let us relax and be patient for INEC. That's my candid advice. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for your perspective on the matter. 0913-6000-401. That is the number you call for text message and also WhatsApp messages. 0913-6000-430. We're talking about the position of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He has called for the cancellation of the elections because of the inadequacies of the bimodal voters accreditation system and also irregularities with the operations of certain INEC officials at the different polling units. Well, the APC-PCC Dele Alake has said that this is uncalled for, especially for somebody of your standing. He has described this as, well, words that I'll rather not use, but then just to summarize his position, he's uncomfortable with the statement that has been put forward by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. And now we're asking for your perspective on the matter. 0913-6000-410. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Morning, sir.
Please, I want to disagree with the last caller about forget the messenger, about Obasanjo. That man should understand that Obasanjo is the only former leader who has stood out to defend the unity and the peaceful existence of Nigeria. That's number one. So, Obasanjo is interested to see the unity of this country. So I like what he's doing, and I give him kudos. About the issue of INEC chairman came up at the 11th hour to change his mind and compromise the process. This man told the whole world that election results were transmitted from the polling unit direct to the INEC server. So what has gone wrong? For him to now change his mind and went back to the old pattern of collecting results. Look at what is happening in River State. The Labour Party Democratic candidate has told INEC that Wike is interfering with election results in River State. Why would INEC chairman not save Nigeria from this problem. Every Nigerian chairman to vote for candidate of their choice. And I make a promise to give us a credible election. What are we having to do? This is not credible. The process has been compromised. The result is being doctored.
Thank you.
And we are seeing that.
Thank you so much.
So I beg Daniel Chairman to save Nigeria from this year. That man wants to plug Nigeria into here. And if anybody died, the blood of that.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution. Ian Wike have actually denied it, that he had any involvement in anything. He has publicly come out to deny it. So, but let's move on. Hello, good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's Patrick.
All right, welcome, Patrick.
I greet Mr. Sai.
Morning. Morning, sir.
Yeah, what else can I say? I'm proud of all this I make talk. I just let me greet you guys, you know.
All right. Thank you very much for saying hello. Hello to you too. Hello, the volume on your radio, please. Hello, good morning.
Said, who are doing controversy?
Morning, madam.
How are you doing?
Fine. Been a while.
Yes, it's been a while because I'm trying to just watch on what is going on.
Okay.
And this is exactly what we have predicted. Am I correct?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Now, we cannot throw away the baby and the bathwater. The last caller, how many elections has he witnessed in his life? That Obasanjo's message will be thrown away. It is not possible. I am saying it emphatically. We cannot throw away Obasanjo's message. He is saying the truth. Said, Fuad, I don't want Nigeria to burn. Let us do the right thing. It is, they have hacked into that island. I know, and everybody knows it. Let the right thing be done. Let the election be cancelled. And let us have a fresh election. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much. Fuad, would you like to speak on that?
The reality is that there are things that, again, you have the ideal thing, you have the realistic thing. You know, between idealism and reality, now sometimes, you find it extremely difficult where to stay. The reality is that we're going to be heading for a constitutional logjam if anything is done to that elections midway, and that's the danger. And that's why I'm saying that, look, all the dissatisfactions about this election should serve as documentary evidence when the post-election process starts, which is, the court begins to hear these cases. But, to stop the elections and cancel it, the NI chairman does not even have the powers to do some of these things, so he knows that he's just supposed to conduct the elections, announce the results, ensure that the process is done within the ambit of the law, and then allow dissatisfactions to be taken to the courts for hearing and then pronouncement.
All right, let's go back to taking phone calls. We'll take messages in a bit. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Swat.
I can still hear myself. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Tom. I'm calling from Kosovo.
All right, Tom, welcome.
Yeah. But you are saying that whoever has some kind of reservation should go to court. You see, now the issue of taking issues to court unnecessarily should be something of maybe gone at the day's thing. Now we have seen cases that INEC has been deliberately, and we are saying that let's take the issue to the court. Now, for example, we have a case now that has been in the court in the past 8 years. You understand? From a professional body here in Nigeria, and that issue has not been able to sort out because the case is in the court in favor of one person. You understand? So now, if INEC has done something wrong and sworn in somebody that was not duly elected into power to be the president of Nigeria, and the case going to court, and it has been, and it's going to be in the court for as long as we can never say.
Sorry, sir. Let me comment into that. Cases. Sorry.
Must we continue in this way? And Nigerians are saying that this is a life thing. Now, the issue of Ekiti, you understand? During the collection of results, all the party agents pointed issues. They said that the result is not
in alliance with what they have. INEC chairman, please let us open the server and see what was transmitted. INEC chairman said no. And first, we are saying that if anybody has issues, go to the court. Must we continue to go to the court, go and bother the court unnecessarily on issues that is handy, issue that we have seen handy? You understand? So I'm not in support of that. Please. Now, INEC supposed to do the right thing. Very simple. INEC is supposed to do the right thing. All the party agents complain that the results are not in tangent with what they have. Please let us open the server and project it and let us analyze it before we move ahead. INEC chairman said no. So what are you telling us?
Thank you.
I want
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, again, I wanted to talk about timelines for election matters. There are timelines that the Electoral Act has given for election matters to be concluded. So it's not going to overdrag. I think it's between 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months or so. I would have to reconfirm that, but it's not like the regular matters that take years to be concluded on. So election matters are supposed to be concluded with a reasonable timeline.
They expedite the process.
Yeah, they expedite the process, they hear it out, and the thing, you know, look at even Oshu. The appeal, the tribunals has given judgment, you know, very fast on the case, and appeal will give judgment soon. I'm sure the Supreme Court too. So it's not the regular matters that will take too long to. But again, when you say you don't want to go to the courts, what else? It means you want to take the laws into your own hands, and that's calling for anarchy. That's what I'm saying. I'm only talking about the constitutional process laid down for people to seek redress when they feel dissatisfied about the process. That's what I'm saying, basically.
Right. What we're going to do now is take WhatsApp messages. INEC is doing the right thing by not allowing some people to stop collation of results midway. Any grievances should be channeled through the court. This is the best election so far in the history of this country. APC lost in Lagos, Kano, Katsina, Kaduna with no vote buy-in and no power of incumbency. I'm loving this. I met from Yaba. Okay. Thank you for your message. Let's see this one here. Good morning, all. I don't understand why some Nigerians and politicians are like this. Anything that does not favor or serve their selfish interests suddenly becomes compromised. As far as I'm concerned, the process is fair, is credible, and transparent. Though there is no perfect election anywhere in the world. Or laugh from Surulere sent this particular WhatsApp message. You can keep the messages coming in. We'll be more than happy to take them. We have more here. Let's take these messages here before we go back to phone calls. Good morning, Mainland crew. Okay, let's take phone calls. Hold on a bit. I'll get to the messages in a bit. All right, my apologies, but let's focus on messages on phone calls for now. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's quite unfortunate that those who are meant to stand as elder statesmen get petty about national issues. And I've read about this message, and it reeks of hypocrisy to the high heavens. Because for me, I always ask the question: if a man like Obasanjo could have given us people like Abel Gobadia, given us people like Morrissey and Ephraim Apata, people who understand history should go back and look at the kind of elections they gave us. Clearly states about that. And it pains me that you, as a man that should stand for peace, is suing for this. On what basis? Telling us that the results should be cancelled. How do you cancel a result, an election in the middle of it? The President Buhari doesn't even have the powers to stop elections or collation of election and announcement of results. He has no powers. So how do you, within yourself, ask for such things to be done? Should we then not be able to read meanings into that? I think it's most unfortunate. And for those that are complaining about results, differentials, and all of that, the way this thing is structured is simple. I was a party agent for my party. At the polling unit, we all signed. You will go through the polling units to the wards, to the local government before it gets to the state. You have these 4 processes to make all these complaints you are raising now. We didn't make it before it went to federal.
Thank you so much.
You come up again, you tell us that those results may have issues with IREV. IREV has general challenging issues. It's been tried to be hacked probably 136 times in the last 72 hours. It is slow. About yesterday night, about 11, it has downloaded 43.72%. People need to be patient. But if you have those results, you should have easily confirmed before it left the states to the federal. You now go to federal to make those questionable corrections at the federal. I'm sorry, the chairman has a business with that. He can only hear what you have to say and your problems, then he will look for how to resolve it. But you cannot stop the announcement of the processes, because you have part that is manual, you have part that is on IRED. IRED is not to show us what we all voted at the polling unit.
Thank you so very much for your contribution. We appreciate you. Now we have the WhatsApp up and running, so you can keep the messages coming in. So we have messages here. Good morning, Mainland crew. INEC chairman that's supposed to do a clean job is telling us to go to court. If INEC could not get it right, the court will not do anything differently. Why manual collation? What is so difficult for INEC to upload results? Jacob Cole sent this particular message. Let's take another one. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. I greet happily. INEC promised Nigerians that they will use the beavers and they will transmit results electronically. They are using manual transition. Why? INEC created what is happening. We don't trust the judiciary anymore. God help us in Nigeria. Song Attacker from Ikeja sent this particular message. Let's see another one here. Okay, I think I already took this message earlier. Thank you very much, Kenneth. I already took this one earlier. Sage and the team, good morning to you. Godwin from Ilasa. What we're saying here is the wastage of 300 plus billion naira of taxpayers' money by INEC in this election. The court you want parties to approach is the one that their judgments are no longer obeyed. For example, the Supreme Court judgment on the old cash and judgment on Lagos using a particular individual to move INEC materials, which Lagos INEC did not obey. Gani Faweimi once said, "It's legal to be illegal in an illegal situation." Enough of this decorum to all this mess. We shouldn't allow these politicians to continue keeping this country down. Looking at these, it's the government who's inviting anarchy to the land. Thank you very much, Godwin from Ilasa. I'll take one more message, and then we'll go back to taking phone call. Awolo Christopher from Shogunle says, despite gains and inroads made in some areas, INEC has disappointed Nigerians. The election lacks credibility and is compromised. Those areas such as River State, where the will of the people did not manifest, elections should be cancelled. We know that the Supreme Court cannot remedy anything. It's better we get it right now than postpone disaster. INEC can still do the right thing. All right, thank you very much, Christopher, for your perspective on the matter. Let's go back to taking phone calls. Hello, good morning. All right, please try to make it back. Hello. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Good morning, sir.
God bless all of you.
Amen.
You see, my name is Miss Wires, calling from Mr. Maran.
Thank you.
And what I just heard yesterday from Baba, it really baffled me. Why? I was thinking that this election should be the best of election. Because when I see the Tinubu lost Lagos State, President lost as State. I think war in my state in Lagos State. I was so happy that yes, this is democracy. And when you see Article 1 in his home state, you go to any square about 90+%. And as it is now, I was thinking this is better for election. But the letter written by Baba, it really baffled me. If someone wants to write a letter against a election in this country, it's not OBJ that can do it. For us, for somebody who knows him very well. Baba is an apostle of two other politics. And when you see stagger election that's going on in this country today, when you talk about Anambra State, Edo State, Ondo State, Osun State, State, it is rigging that is the blood that stagger election today. And during which time, it's not Baba time. So for me, if something is wrong, it's not you can just say intended to cancel election, to stop election, which Mr. President said, Buhari can never do. If in America, where this man tried to the other time, Trump, he said,
So election was going smoothly. And when we were in how many states counted before they didn't work out? It's not up to 4 or 5 states. So I still thinking that they are not the election and want to support democracy and Baba want to support this because Baba is a partisan.
Thank you so much.
I really knew that Sunday as well that we want to do all this. If we are not taking Baba with other discussing this democracy, we
Thank you so much, Prince Wise. We appreciate you. Don't forget that we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM. Please go on there. Be sure to drop your contributions and we'll read them live on air. This is still Mainland Focus and Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Sage Babalola. Said Fuad is also with us in the studio. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. Turn down the volume on your radio when you're calling, please and please. Hello, good morning. Hello.
My name is Damila.
Your name is Damila. Okay, welcome, Damila.
Yeah, hi. Number one, our observation. We are allowing some people to talk beyond 15 minutes.
My apologies, please. Just my apologies. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning, Fuad.
Yeah, good morning, Damilola.
Yeah, I think before the election, some of us said several things about how elections are in Nigeria. It is not normal. And how the reading takes place. I kept saying this. Reading is not done at the day. So you'll be seeing yourself as the winner of your team, you get the way they will you will change something else. And that's what exactly happened. See, I think people have lost interest in the law and the court. Considering the fact that especially the patient of the court and children that's called Nigeria. You see number 4 becoming number 1. They will never participate in a primary school, getting club. You know, people have lost interest. And mind you, an average good politician in Nigeria will tell you, let's win at the polls first. When you get to court, to close it out. That's the political language. So, another one, if this thing work the machine, work the making, why can't it work the national stop? I'm not a 90%, but I feel that telling me that they cannot accommodate all these freedoms or whatever, it is a pure lie. Saying they want to ask about who is acting for that, then cyber security. We are just putting this $20 billion. You and I taxpayers' money went to pay this thing now. So he himself has been going the electoral and say, Mahmoud Yakub will be going to jail. See, if you anybody can win, no one too. Chances are high people are going to win because Labour and PDP are not together. But if you are going to win, you will continue saying, not somebody quoted pass. Not somebody is having 100 at the PU, and you are going to either the Abuja you are saying 20. Imagine what people went through to actually get to PVC, you get your PVC, number of hours on the queue, several things. So I don't know, whatever happened, this set of politicians actually made it. You know, let me say this. Why do they say there is no, what the do should not connect themselves, interim government in Nigeria? It's not in the constitution.
Thank you, Dan.
But if this people should go on, let me tell you, they go to the law, and the law now says elections should be cancelled. Won't there be an interim government? It is what Mamu should be going to change.
No, let's relax. All right, let's relax. Nobody's going to prison. Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, Mr. Fawaz, good morning.
Good morning.
This is your brother on the line.
Yeah, good morning.
Mr. Fawaz, you know, in the game of football, there are rules and regulations. You want to tell me that if somebody uses his hand to hit the ball inside the net, it will be counted as a goal. Even if it's counted as a goal, will that person be happy with him or herself? The person will definitely know that he has cheated. The same thing happened to Maradona in 1986 World Cup against England, and he later apologized and confessed because if that thing linked with him all through. What I want to say is that, you see, concerning election, it is good because it happens everywhere. I even noticed it. Most of the agents, the adult staff, they complain that passwords were not given to them to upload their results. That means the election was premeditated to fail. What happened to the 305 billion naira that was approved for election? Or would the commission explain to us? There were some places they complained
complained that there were no ink. People brought up biro. What happened to the money given to him? Some people have to trek to the venue with election material. What happened to the money that they were given? And somebody is coming and telling you your committee return. Somebody is telling you to upload results, and you're telling the person to go to court. What has the court helped in this country concerning election matter? We knew what happened in 2019 when they went to court concerning this. The verdict. Everybody laughed and moved on. Nobody is going to court this time around. If the election will be cancelled, Nigeria have enough money. Let it be cancelled and let there be let them conduct another election so that everybody will be happy.
Thank you.
You have to do that. Then you're calling for anarchy.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate you for your contribution. Let's look through WhatsApp. We're going to go on a break soon, but not to worry. We'll be back to take more of your contributions. We have WhatsApp messages on here. Hi, Mainland FM. The official law of INEC should be followed, meaning you cannot make complaints and go to court after the elections. However, meaning you can make complaints and go to court after the elections. However, Nigerians have a lot of biases towards court judgments recently. Finally, there has been a lot of irregularities in the conduct of the election. Sean sent this particular message. INEC is a disappointment. The promise of instant upload of results wasn't fulfilled. Election violence, thuggery, and disenfranchisement. Each beavers has its unique password subject to its own location, so there is no way a result of a polling unit in Taraba will appear in a polling unit in Owerri on the IRF portal. Taiwo Olusonya from Muwe. Thank you very much for your message. Let's see this one. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. In as much as the messenger has his antecedents and biases in the past, his message should be looked into. That being said, let the aggrieved parties wait till election is over and approach the court, as there are a lot of evidence to present which might make the INEC redo some elections in some areas and some also cancelled. What people are scared of is that the court might not obey and might not be obeyed, and the winner of the election will stay. In the world of IT, we have illegal hackers and legal hackers. If they complain of hackers wanting to hack, let them employ hackers that would protect the cyberspace. Sam sent this particular message. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. Honestly, what INEC is doing is a complete fraud, and I'm backing Obasanjo on this. INEC has failed woefully, and what trust do we really have in our judicial system? Honestly, I don't think we're really preparing for tomorrow in this country. Millions of new voters have been discouraged, and legacies are passing to the younger. And what legacies are we passing to the younger generations? Our country cannot get things right at crucial moment. Honestly, INEC chairman should truly. Okay, Damilola from Alaba, I cannot take the last paragraph of your message. We were going to go on a break in about 2 minutes, and I wanted to take advantage of that 2 minute before the break to actually talk to you, Fuad, because one thing that has stayed consistent in the contributions we've gotten, both via calls and messages, is that people are really questioning our judicial system. Someone even went as far as to say that these individuals are appointed, which means that there's a possibility that they might want to swing things in favor of those who appointed them. What do you think is responsible for this notion that is somehow entrenched in the minds of people?
Of course, we have to say that, yes, the judiciary has a whole lot of credibility issues hanging around it. Honestly, I agree with that. Again, if you look at some of the pronouncements in the past, on the same matter, you see courts giving different verdicts on what you consider the same clear election matters. Imo State is still one reference that people will always refer to. How someone that came forth in an election became the governor. The issue of even Zamfara State, Ebonyi State. All of these things are there. Where people feel a bit taken aback by some of the decisions that comes out from the court. But the reality is, look, since it's a democracy and we're governed by rules and laws, we still have to respect the courts. We can question some of the things they do. We can analyze and review their judgments and get better with it. That's what I'm saying. We have a right to question the integrity of the courts, to ask questions when we feel that somehow there's a misplacement of justice. But the reality is that the courts are still the courts. They are still the third arm of government that we must respect to do their job when we have questions on the conduct of elections and all of that. Because the alternative to the courts is anarchy, really. And we can't go that route. We can accommodate that. So we have to respect the courts and say, look, if there are questions about what they've done, we'll continue to talk about it and get better with it.
All right, thank you very much, Fuad. That break is now. When we come back, we'll continue to take your phone calls. We'll continue to take your contributions regarding the issue of President Olusegun Obasanjo calling for the cancellation of the results and the APC saying that no such thing would happen. Let the process continue. Sage Babalala is my name. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll be right back.
Mainland 98.3